When I was in my 20s, I had come on some hard times through a divorce and had a friend who invited me to stay with her a few days. I agreed, and we went over the rules of the house, and she wanted to let me know that her house had some really strange and spooky things going on. She had two small young'uns, and their bedroom was next to the bathroom that they shared, and when the doors were open, you could see into each other's room. Now, I was to sleep on the sofa, and that first night, she told me that I might see strange things, but not to be afraid nothing was going to happen to me and nothing would hurt me. Well, that set me kind of on edge, and I had a little trouble falling asleep. Well, I finally must have drifted off because I woke up to a strange feeling like I was being shaken. It kind of sat up, trying to see in the pitch dark living room. I saw a mist and a misty like figure floating above the dining room floor, just floating outside the children's bedroom. The figure turned toward me and put her finger to her lips, as if to say, "Be quiet." I was too terrified and both amazed to move or talk, so I gathered my covers closer to me and watched as she floated into the kids' room. I jumped up and crept up to the dining room just to see if she was still floating around and if she was in the kids' room for real. As I looked around the doorway inside the room, sure enough, she was still there, just misty, just floating beside my friend's little boy's bed. She was just floating there, looking down at him. Well, needless to say, I was totally freaked out and ran straight into my friend's room and tried to wake her and let her know that I'd seen the spirit that's in her kid's room. She was standing there looking over the little boy. She woke up, and we talked as we crept back through the dining room in to see if into the kids' room. And as we looked in, she looked at us and disappeared like she was never there. I couldn't sleep after that and ended up staying up the rest of the night, just on edge and listening to every sound going on in the quiet darkness. My friend had gone straight back to bed, telling me that she'd lay back down. She had told me that the strange things happened in her house, and with that, she flopped down and fell promptly back asleep. Well, in the morning, we got the kids up for school and picked up the uh, bedroom, made the beds before, taking the kids to school. When we went back to the house to just hang out, eat a little snack, we decided to vacuum the house. And I took the vacuum into the kids' room, do it first. Well, I stopped dead in my tracks when I saw the room. The toys were stacked on the shelves and had been placed on the floor in different poses and presumed acts of play. The crayons were on the floor, and one was in the crease of the coloring book. The little boy's trucks and cars were set as if like they were being raced. The little girl's dolls were set around the room like she was right there playing with them. One was tucked under the bed. One was on a little rocking chair. And one of the little teddy bears was sitting on a rocking horse. I was so freaked, I immediately started gathering my things and asked for a ride to another friend's home. As we drove, she said I wished she'd stay because, she was scared to be there alone, but had no way of moving from home. All I could say was I'm sorry, but I just couldn't handle that even another night. And maybe she could go stay with some of her kinfolk until she could sell the house. I thought of her often after I was safely out of the house, but I never ever wanted to visit there again. Later on, I heard she ended up selling the house, and I wonder if she told the buyers about the Misty lady. I still wonder. Man,
Yeah.
that was ooh.
So, I be wanting to get out of there after seeing the Misty figure. I mean, to me, that's more creepy than the stuff getting rearranged, personally. But
oh yeah, I mean that would have been my first gone moment right there if my feet had cooperated with me. I mean, it may be a scream that would sound like a lady in a horror movie. But if my feet did cooperate, who knows? Maybe it would be both the scream and my feet cooperate, and I just run out of the house screaming like that. But either way, that would have been the moment of goneness right there.
Yeah. Man,
I probably ran out of there screaming so fast, the ghost would have been over in the corner shaking his head like, what in the world's wrong with the boy?
Now, I wonder what the ghost was up to. It sounded like it wasn't actually causing any harm.
Yeah. And, kind of like, the shh, may have been like, the kids are asleep, don't bother them.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I wonder if it was a
ghost.
Deceased family member, maybe even.
May have been, or maybe just somebody fond of children,
Yeah.
But either way, I wouldn't have stuck around to find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Definitely an excellent story. Big thanks to the person who sent that in. And if you've got a story and don't know how to get it to us by now, you can email it to spookyappalachia@gmail.com. Or you can send it snail mail to Spooky Appalachia at P.O. Box 569, Radford, Virginia 24143.
Absolutely.
And we thank you for tuning in.
Definitely. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends and family.
Or we'll call the cops.
That's right.
Anyways, good night, folks. I hope y'all have a good evening.
God bless and have a good one.